Alright. I wasn't gonna get political, but I kind of feel like I have no choice but to start getting a little bit more political. Actually, that's a lie. I did make a few videos on Rumble making fun of Justin Trudeau. But anyhow, one's bearing shapes one's fate, says Heraclitus, and I agree with him. We're gonna be having a little chat about all this white supremacy stuff that's flying around the internet the last few years. And I'm probably the wrong guy to be chatting about it, but what the hell? Someone has to. White supremacy is largely a myth. It was fact maybe 100 years ago. And that it stems from the belief that white people have benefited in the West at the expense of other groups. In the past, especially with slavery and decades of dehumanization, this was probably once a truth. However, nowadays, that is largely gone. Studies from Harvard have shown that people of color are 53% more likely to experience physical force than white people when dealing with the police, and that there is 32% inherited wealth in white people that blacks don't have. However, there is no racial biases in fatal police shootings and other events. White privilege is largely an excuse. It means race does not make it harder for you to succeed. The study that Harvard did about white supremacy itself was deeply flawed in several areas. It failed to consider a rise in hate crimes on white people. If you don't believe me, go on TikTok. I've seen several videos where people literally are either trashing white people, comparing us to Satan or some other mythological boogeyman, saying how much they hate us, or there are videos literally of people walking up and attacking people just for being white. And yeah, racism in all forms is disgusting and repugnant, and I won't tolerate it. Which is part of the reason why me and a bunch of my former friend group do not speak. Half of them went far left, half of them went the other direction. Which kind of sucks, but that's life. Conflict is natural. But anywho, that study also fails to take into effect that anti-Semitism over the last 5 years too has exploded, along with targeting white people in workplaces over things that are as innocent as a joke. White privilege also doesn't hold up when other groups outperform us as a whole. Asians have 4 times the amount of income on the average than white people in Canada. They also outperform whites in education outcomes and in health, as well as in property ownership. And I'm going to be sharing some undeniable truths here. People in positions of authority deny others of opportunity, regardless of race. And my own experiences in the workforce, as well as managing people, it has been largely due to either religious biases, class biases, or other forms of personal biases and vendettas that pretty much accounted for people being held back. And human history is littered with accounts of bigotry and violence. However, groupthink is really seeping into this wanting to point fingers and blame a certain class or certain group of people. Right now, the class du jour to blame is white people. Yet years ago was Jews, which in itself is repugnant. Let's Skin color as well as other things realistically do not factor into success at all. What are you doing, monkey? Cat, you're gonna kill yourself. Oh, daughter of mine, what am I gonna do with you? But yeah, to me this is a warped dystopian concept. Under the concept of white supremacy, skin color is pretty much your key to success. Not character, not your background, your family connection, any of that. It's all skin color. To me, that is very dystopian, very adversarial, and just backwards. Like these idiots want to take us back 100 years. What it is it's a bunch of people who want to see us all divided and at each other's throats. Yes, there are injustices that were done. I acknowledge that. However, blaming all white people for everything itself is lunacy. It's as mad as blaming the invisible sky fairy that people in church worship. And I hate to break it to you, he's a fictional character created by a Roman emperor who knew the Roman Empire was dying. But that's another video. But yeah, there are other factors too than skin color. And that blaming everything on racism is foolish. And that's pretty much the end of my notes. But I'm gonna be honest. It's hard work, it's dedication, putting in long hours, being willing to do the work that the other guy isn't willing to do. That determines your success. Look at me. I bought this book 12 years ago and I'm still studying it. Why? Because I know my competition aren't studying it. I know that they are probably resting on their laurels. Yes, I might be unemployed once again. Yes, I might be nearly one step above homelessness. But at least I'm still goddamn trying. And what's in this envelope? Hopefully, my ticket to success. Skills development stuff. Get funding to go back to school. I've applied to 2. Eastern College and Dalhousie University. If I do go to Dal, I'll be going as a grad student studying computer sciences to get my master's in it. Same deal with Eastern College. It's all about drive and how much you want something. And that you gotta go out there and make it your fucking own. You gotta fucking own it. Not stand there blaming that man over there, or blaming those people over there, or the man in the moon. You just gotta go out and fucking do it. That is all. Have yourselves a lovely night.